Stay tuned for this healthy rabbit and muskrat dog training treat that will have your dog jumping for joy. This is definitely not something for everybody. Now, it might be something for all of our dogs, but I know some of us humans might really struggle with this. And if you struggle with dealing with raw meat, then that's okay. Remember, you can still feed your dog a fresh diet, even a raw diet. You can buy a great prepared diet. But as always, it's not about me. It's all about Dexter. So let's get to it. So I have 3.5 pounds of organ meat from both muskrat and rabbit. So I'm doing kind of a combination. One of the reasons I like to use fresh meat as part of Dexter's training treats is that I can easily incorporate these calories into his daily nutritional needs. So for example, if this is organ meat and it's a mix of all the organs, so it has, heart, liver, lungs, all the good stuff, then I can count these calories and what he eats as part of his daily calorie goals. And so for Dexter, for being a fresh, raw-fed dog, his daily meal consists of about 90% meat. And of that meat, about 10% of that meat is organ meat. So if I'm using organ meats as part of his training treats, then I can think about that when I'm tallying up his meals. Now we want to make sure too, we want to consider your dog and what they're used to, because organs tend to be pretty rich, especially the liver, and we do want to watch how much liver that they get. So if they're doing a lot of training and eating a lot of treats, we might need to cut back a little bit. So we don't want to go overboard. So remember, again, it's about moderation and rotation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this meat. The organs of muskrat and rabbits are already pretty small, but I'm going to go ahead and blend it all up into this mix so that it's all incorporated together. And then I'm going to pipe it onto our dehydrator. Now you could just take these organs and cut them in strips and dehydrate them, which would be perfectly fine. But what happens is sometimes they end up being a little bit big and a little harder to break once dehydrated. So I'm going to put them in the piping bag and pipe them into strips. So first, meat blend. So in keeping up with creating recipes, you just never know what's going to happen. So the piping for this treat didn't work. The organs are just too liquidy. They just didn't hold that consistency. So instead, I just filled the tray with the organ meat. So if you can see, probably not, this is a solid tray attachment so that it's holding all that wet liquid so it's not dripping through. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to start it up and see what happens. So we'll see you in a minute. So about 15 hours later, and our treats are done. The first ones I did nice and thin, and they came out really easily. They just kind of popped off, nice and crunchy, really easy to snap, but a little thin. So my concern was training. If I have these in my pocket, they're just going to turn to dust. So if I want to use these for training, then I want to make sure that I'm actually putting them in a container during a training session. Now this one, I ended up making a little thicker because I was trying to see if I can make the chips a little thicker as well. And I didn't dehydrate as long. So that means I didn't pull out as much moisture. So it's a little thicker. I can feel it might be, that's the monkey. It might be a little more difficult to pull off, but not too bad. And then the treats are a little bit softer. So they're fully cooked, because dehydrating does cook it if you cook it long enough. But because they were thick, they didn't get as crispy. So we have a little bit different consistency. So you want to go ahead and play around with it. See what's going to work best for your dog. Now, when I make these treats for Dexter, even though they're dehydrated, like this one, there's still some moisture in there. And that moisture is what causes mold. So I always want to make sure that everything is going to be nice and safe and fresh. So I do put them in containers, and then I do put them in the freezer for Dexter. I just pull out a handful at a time, put that in his dog treat jar. That way, again, we're keeping them nice and fresh and moist. So my little tea kettle, he wants to give it a try. So let's go away from the table. I don't want to feed him at the table. And let's go ahead and give them a snack. So let's see if they're monkey approved. I think he likes them. Don't forget that scrap. This is his eating blanket too. So if you think your dog would enjoy these snacks, do hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon and you'll be notified of our upcoming videos. If you want to dive deeper into your dog's training, behavior, and care, check out my Patreon page. The link is below. Until next time, remember to pause and enjoy life, and we'll see you in the next video. Say bye-bye. No more snacks. More snacks? All right, one more.